Alright guys, we're back. So, we're gonna update the EZA TUR tier list. I'm probably pretty soon gonna move to just overall TURs. I mean, maybe now would have been a better idea with the Heroes Blue Goku, who I certainly think is good enough to rank, within probably at least the top 15 TURs. I'm not sure exactly, like, I'd have to really think about it with some of these EZA TURs, like, I don't know, like, some of these characters, like where does Topo rank versus, like, EZA Bojack and EZA Full Power Frieza? Like, I'd have to actually think on it a little bit more, whereas, like, this, like, the order that we've got with, like, these EZA TURs, I've got a pretty clear thing. We could just start, let's just jump in. At the beginning here, there's not a lot of discussion that's needed. So, let's just go ahead and grab a bunch. So, Int Gotenks, Tech Gotenks, Videl, Kefla. These characters, while, they could have, good risk, good reward, bad stuff happen. The thing about all of these characters that we just put up here, these are all essentially Dodge or Die characters. These four, right? I would kind of like rank them in this order. Int Gotenks would be significantly better. What's crazy is this is literally a stacking buff, yet I don't know. Maybe you guys could agree or disagree. Dude, look at Jesus Christ. Look at Gotenks. Oh my God. Like, okay. You know what? DOKKANFEST EZA this Gotenks. Never mind. I'm in. I see this. Yes. Yeah. We would top 3 unit in the game. What's on this? Please. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, so then, Super Saiyan Gotenks. I've just found that Gotenks gets killed, man. He just gets crushed. We have so many deaths from this Int Gotenks, dude. But when he becomes Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks, I think he's still very good. The problem for this Gotenks, this goes for Exchange Buu too, but typically you're using him with other Buu characters, and even if the HP condition is bad for you, you can heal back up. But it's like, the way this unit is structured, the minimum fastest you could get Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks out, turn 6. So much has happened before you could even see Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks. Now, I mean, especially after this Heroes celebration, using the Heroes team in a lot of fights and stuff like that, I really have kind of, I don't know, I just think that the Goku and Frieza fight just seems to be it really is a different level than every other fight. Like, a lot of other fights are tough and just worthy of respect and how, talking about how characters can perform in them. But it's just, dude, that Goku Frieza fight of locking, dodge canceling, and then damage threshold / 5.6 million super, like, back to back to back like that. It just cut the bosses cover so many bases. Like, you have to respect so many abilities going in there. So I feel like I'm leaning more towards, like, really caring, how characters are doing in there, like, as a premium. Of course, the toughest fight always comes first, but I mean, other fights do matter. But man, that Goku and Frieza fight, because we have the discussion always, but it's like, we're gonna get fights that are gonna be harder than Goku and Frieza. So, like, that's where we really need to start, because Fusion Zamasu very quickly was just irrelevant in 2024. That's probably going to happen with Goku and Frieza. Like, we're not going to be very far into 2025, and it's just like, yeah, Goku and Frieza is a baby fight. Like, that shit's going to happen, man. But getting back to Gotenks takes way too long to get him into Super Saiyan 3. And, in Super Saiyan 3, again, he is very good. He is still Dodge or Die in there, but he's very good. Tech Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks, you have him as a floater. 83% chance to dodge is very good, but I mean, if you fail that dodge, he's dead. Could happen. Videl can be very impressive. I probably could put Videl under Tech Gotenks. Under Int Gotenks, no way. But I probably could get Tech Gotenks above Videl. I think I'm going to leave Videl right here. I do like her on the Roshi team, but that's something to consider. But Videl, she's just true Dodge or Die ever. She just gets crushed, man. She just gets killed. Kefla can be a little bit better defensively, like, mostly once you're in Super Saiyan 2. Again, it still takes a while to get there, but for Kefla, remember, it's just next turn, and you're going to be in Super Saiyan 2. Kefla does need orbs as well, though, but, I mean, Kefla can do nice damage. She could be dodging. Like, she could definitely clinch fights for you. Kefla's still very good. Kefla was very far ahead of her time back when she came out. All right, next is Tech Ultimate Gohan. I am not that high on Tech Gohan. I think he's solid. I mean, depending upon the situation, you could get him to get to a tanky level, even in like these Gohan and Frieza fights. I mean, a lot of it depends, of course, on his very powerful links. You know, Cold Judgment, All in the Family, you know, are huge links that, you know, things matter quite a bit. But I don't know. I feel like it's very important. Okay, every character like that's like reasonably like powerful or has at least like a minimum level of strength can look really good if you build the team for them or specifically go to just like juice them off or something like that, right? I think that characters that could be truly impressive are characters that are still super good even when the team is not built around them. Now, my mind instantly goes to Tech Carnival Broly, but obviously we're talking at a level of characters way below Tech Carnival Broly, right? It's not fair to compare EZA TURs to him. EZA TURs typically are not designed to just sit in front of the biggest boss supers and tank, right? Like, these are meant to be helpful additions to the DOKKANFEST team. If you look at, you know, usually, like people are, you know, they're, like, typically, like, very upset when the EZA TUR is not, like, you know, oh god almighty, like, crushing everything, but they're generally just meant to be additions to the team. I like Gohan, but it's just not, like, stacking is just not, it just doesn't really, like, it's like, the best defensive characters have guard and damage reduction. I think a lot of players still will see a character have, like, you know, 70% damage reduction. I mean, I'll just reference them quickly. I'm not going to go on a hate brigade on them, but Warrior and Black, you know, can have 70% damage reduction. And, you know, players just go, oh, obviously he's good. He's got 70% damage reduction. Well, that just is a ticket to instant fucking death. When the boss targets you, really. The big bosses, they just kill you. Sub-EZA Tech God Goku, elite sub-EZA, probably the best sub-EZA of all time. Probably. He gets one shot nowadays with, what is he, a 77% damage reduction? Like, it just doesn't matter. The best defensive characters have damage reduction and guard and reasonable defense. Oftentimes, we're like, Beast Gohan is so good because he's, you know, damn near 1,000,000 plus defense with guard with damage reduction. That's why he's so good, right? So you see, like, Tech Gohan, his damage reduction is only turn 1, right? And it's like, he can stack, but it's not really the craziest. Next, I want to grab the next 3 characters. No, we can just talk about Broly, and then we're going to grab the next 2. Broly, I don't know. I was thinking I could drop Broly down, but Broly... So, okay, we see where these characters are. Gohan down. These are all pre-Worldwide characters. Worldwide definitely did feel like a bit of a step up. I'm not sure if a lot of you guys noticed this, but especially like with the EZA TURs, they have been a step up since Worldwide. Broly is very good. Broly could just be killed pretty easily, you know, early on if he's, like, locked in slot 1, which is, you know, a thing we could see, or if he's not able to get a bunch of super attacks early on to build up that damage reduction, he really is very squishy. He could be very good, but he does also need Rainbow Orbs. He himself is a Rainbow Orb changer, but, I mean, we're still gonna need a lot of Rainbow Orbs. I mean, at his best, you do want him to have 4 Rainbow Orbs in order to get the... Where is it? Yeah, right here. In order to get the guaranteed additional supers, right? Which are very, very important for him building up his damage reduction and stuff like that. But, I mean, I don't know. I find it pretty easy to just throw this guy on a team, and he's effective. I mean, he could be killed in slot 3, but, you know, if I have a weakness to anything... I mean, obviously, you know, elite defense like a Beast or a Carnival Broly, but again, that's a level above characters we're talking about today. But I really love support characters who are good enough to go into the difficult content. And this Broly is exactly that. He is good enough as a very powerful support character to go into the nastiest content. Next, I want to grab the next 2. I was very close on these 2 characters. But it's just, I've found that Bojack's restriction going into his showcase, this is why a lot of times I'll give, like, initial thoughts. And I'll say, like, let me use them a bunch first, you know, before I finalize anything. I have found that this is very annoying. This is, like, a real pain in the ass. It's bad. That should be toned way down, man. It's just too much. It's too much. It's too much. So, I mean, you could run him without that ability up. And it's like, you know, transformed, he's very, very powerful. And, I mean, he's capable of doing a lot of damage. He's got nice defenses. You know, he could do a shit ton of damage to Goku and Frieza. He's a good character, but, I mean, you do have to get there. I just wish that this was, again, lowered a little bit. It's like this whole part, I just wish that they made this just slightly easier. He's still very good, but, I mean, full power Frieza, too. The thing about this guy is he can be a really elite defensive unit. Where, chat? Slot 1, man. So often people will go, oh, this character's actually so good, so good, so good. But it's just like, they're just a character that's going to sit in like slot 2 or slot 3 and do like okay damage and be like good defensively in slot 2 or 3. We have 500 of those characters, right? Being able to go in slot 1 and handle business, we do not have 500 of those. No way. No way. So it's just like, you got to respect it. Now, he does slowly get weaker and weaker and weaker, which is another thing. I mean, against like Goku and Frieza, you know, he can really taper off and get bullied by Goku and Frieza. You know, that's where it's like, you know, when we're talking about like the Goku and Frieza phase specifically, Bojack, without a doubt, is way better, 100 times better for that, right? Because this guy's going to be out, and this guy's damage reduction is going to be, a lot of it's going to be lost. But I think that this is more of a, like, across the entire game, I think this guy in slot 1 can be very, very effective. I was close with those two. I think you could go either or for them. Honestly, it doesn't really bother me too much. Then we have the EZA Trunks and Goten. I would actually say I'm a little bit down on them. It probably doesn't look like it on this tier list. But I am a little down on them. And you know what it is it's that, you know, eventually they could go into slot 1 because they'll have, you know, what is it, 80% dodge, which is definitely, you know, very, very good. They could do shit ton of damage. They could have multiple turn support. They're so crazy. I mean, this, obviously, the full Kamehameha rotation, you know, can be huge for them being at max power. But it's just, you know, it does take them a little bit to build up. The thing I mostly love about them is it's get hit or dodge. For their ability, which is super good. I like them, but I mean, when we talk about number 1, I just don't need to spend time talking about him at all. He's Baby Beast. This is Beast Gohan in TUR form. That's it. This guy, I am pleading with you guys. Do not, every EZA that comes out, people are going to look at this guy and the character is going to fucking suck ass in comparison. And people are going to say, what the fuck? But, like, I swear I think this guy is just, like, he's, like, an actual mistake or an aberration or an outlier, something like that. I don't, it's going to happen where, you know, like, some EZA character, like, Resurrection F, Blue, Goku, and Vegeta are going to come out, you know, maybe EZA soon, within the next couple of months, something like that. Or, like, EGL Trunks. And they're going to fucking suck compared to this guy. And people are going to be like, what's going on? Dokkan, I want Amatsu's job. Like, they're going to be going crazy and shit. But it's like, dude, like, they went, I mean, it's not bad for players, but they went way overboard with this guy. This is not what EZA TURs look like. It's unbelievable. Because it's like, he's Baby Beast, but he also has a team protector mechanic, man. I don't know what they were thinking with him. He's so good. He's so crazy. And he has a restriction, but it's so light. It's not even a restriction. There's two types of restrictions. There's a restriction, and then there's a restriction you don't even feel. And that's what this is. You don't even feel this. Ever. As all the characters running him with hit that. So, I don't know. It's insane. He, super EZA BEERUS. I got no clue what they were going for with him. None. It doesn't even make sense to me. He's just, I would put it like this. It makes no sense to me. He is just way above. Nowhere near. So, let me know what you guys think. I feel good about this. Maybe we could put Broly down a tier. Maybe? I don't know. I think that's good. Here's the last one I did. October 13th, so a month and a week ago. Looks like for the most part I didn't really change anything. Physical Kid Buu and Int Future Gohan fall off. Physical Kid Buu, dude. Like, if I see one fucking comment talking about Physical Kid Buu, I'm just gonna block you. Not actually, but dude, Physical Kid Buu, I don't like people. Listen, I like Physical Kid Buu. I use him a lot. He dies constantly, man. Instant death on Physical Kid Buu, nonstop, dude. It's so common. So I'm not really super looking forward to hearing anyone go, "Oh my God, why is Physical Kid Buu not on there?" Because he dies every second. That might be why. So let me know what you guys think, and I'll catch you all next time.